Well, hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Great to be with you. Today, if you're wondering on the day, it's November 11th, and it is Veterans Day. So, again, we really are grateful for all the men and women that have served our country and for those that continue to serve and fight for our great nation. So, again, we do remember them. And whether you had someone in your family or not, just take a moment to pause and give gratitude for what they've done so that we could have our freedom today. So, welcome to Inspirations for Your Life, guys. It's so great to be with you today, this evening, I should say. And, well, we have a great show. If you are new here, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you. If you are coming back, I want to take the opportunity to welcome you back. It is so great to have you back on the show. And I always appreciate people that, enjoy the content that I produce here and want to share that with their friends, colleagues, and associates. So we have a very, very great master topic this week, and that master topic, in case you're wondering, it's a pretty good one. It is decoding modern life under a microscope. Yeah, that's a really hot topic. So we'll get into today's granular topic in just a moment, but be sure to check out after the show, believemeachieve.com for, of course, more of my amazing, inspiring creations, which you can do 24 hours a day. All right, guys, let's get right into the show. So welcome, friends, to another episode of the ever-popular Inspirations for Your Life, the daily motivational show that gives you tools, the mindset, and inspiration to thrive in a digital world. Now, I want to let you guys know something pretty important. If you're thirsty, I don't want you to be parched. I have my RO water here. Cool and refreshing, filtered like 7 times. Feel free to go get yourself a drink, something that's hot. Maybe it's cold. Maybe it's a snack. Maybe it's fruit. Maybe it's a chocolate. Maybe it's nuts, salty, tart, or not. That's up to you. And come on back. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, John C. Morley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, graduate student, and of course, a passionate lifelong learner. And it is my privilege and pleasure to be with you this evening. I'm here to help you decode not just your career, but your entire life. Today's episode peels back the onion, or the curtain, I should say, on the world that we think we know. The mesmerizing, sometimes chaotic parallel universe that we call the internet. This is, quote unquote, internet culture and digital psychology. Why we act the way we do. And so this is series 4. And in case you guys are wondering, yes, again, series 4, show 46, and episode number 4, guys, number 4. All right, so why we act the way we do, I think, can sometimes get people a little bit flustered as, what's going on in their life and stuff like that. Why we act the way we do behind the screen. What shapes our modalities, our feeds, and how you can use this digital toolkit for a more empowered life instead of one that's imprisoning us. Number 1, the rise of, quote unquote, main character energy that everyone wants to feel important. But social media has put main character energy on full blast. Platforms encourage us to center ourselves, sharing our wins, our losses, and even our coffee routines as if the world is watching. Remember, guys, your story matters, but so do the stories around you as well. Balance sharing your journey with genuinely people that want to celebrate others' lives and accomplishments. Number 2, why people overshare on TikTok. TikTok's raw confessional vibe is no accident. People overshare to feel seen, validated, and connected. It's liberating for them until, well, it's not. Before posting a vulnerable moment, ask yourself, does this serve me? Or am I just chasing quick empathy? If the answer is number 2, don't do it. That's why it's good to take a breath before you actually become impulsive and just post anything. Number 3, guys, the dopamine loop of viral videos. Yes, here comes the science. The viral videos engineer reward loops that light up the brain. And, they're pretty interesting because they make us crave likes, views, and fresh hits of entertainment. Awareness is key So choose content that fuels your growth, not just your impulses. Number four, guys, why we chase validation online. Approval and, of course, seeking isn't new, but the internet, guys, amplifies it tenfold. And I think that's something that a lot of people, they don't realize like what's going on at the moment. Every like or follow files up and fires up our dopamine system. True confidence comes when you can unplug and still feel valued. Let external praise be a bonus, not the baseline. How trends spread faster than the truth. Number five, trends rocket across the web, sometimes outpacing facts. Viral isn't always valuable. Pause before sharing. Be the person who spreads wisdom, not just whatever is the busiest thing for this hour. We want to provide content that is going to make a difference, not just in our lives, but other people's life. Number six, the doom scroll trance, right? Ever lose 55 minutes? I'm sure this never happened to you. To mindless scrolling on your phone and just like, being alone. And the social media platforms are engineered for the stickiness. To take breaks, set boundaries, and remember you control your feed, not the other way around. Why nostalgic content dominates feeds. Number 17, throwbacks trigger happy chemicals and memories of easier times. We crave comfort and connection, especially in the chaotic moments. Harness feel good content. Just don't live in the digital past. I think a lot of people, they are all about what's online, but they don't have much substance in person. Number 8, how algorithms know your secrets. Algorithms are basically behind the scenes gatekeepers of the web, analyzing your every click, your pause, and your scroll. The more you engage, the more they learn, and the better they predict your desires. Use this to your advantage and curate, don't just consume content. Okay. Number 9, guys, the fear of missing memes. Yes, memes move very fast. If you blink, you sometimes will miss them. And nobody wants to miss, well, the joke. This is the FOMO at its best, fear of missing out at digital warp speed. Laugh along, but don't let anxiety be about being in the loop. And don't let it run your online life, because when it does, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what happened to all my time? Like, where did this go? Right? Number 10, the illusion of connection online, likes and messages makes it easy to feel connected. But true human connection is deeper than digital notifications, pop ups, emails, right? Shares. It's more than that. Invest in real world relationships and don't measure your value by virtual attention. I'm not saying social media is 100% bad. I'm saying that we need to do everything in life in moderation. So if we can learn to do things in moderation, then I feel that we'll be able to not only get by, but we'll learn what life is truly about. Number 11, why we crave strangers' approval oddly. We sometimes value the praise of internet strangers more than people close to us and that know us. It feels neutral and safe to get praise from people we don't know. Remember to nurture your real support system for lasting fulfillment and really learn from that. Number 12, guys, quote unquote, the comment war instinct. Nothing gets the adrenaline pumping online like, a comment battle. But the urge to quote unquote win rarely brings peace. Pick your digital battles carefully. Strive for understanding and know that scrolling past is sometimes true strength. You may not win every little battle, but if you do the right things that I'm telling you, you will win the war. Okay. And I think that's important. So, number 13, how filters change self perception. Beauty filters have warped what quote unquote normal means to people. They create impossible standards and can chip away at self esteem. Celebrate your true self online and offline. You know, the thing I don't think a lot of people realize is that our attitude and what we do, okay, online permeates offline. And sometimes the offline behavior becomes so strong, like, oh my gosh, where'd this come from? It started being built online. And then it just slowly matriculated offline. It still is online, but it became part of people's personal lives. See, some people online, they live one life, and then in the real world, they live another. But what usually happens is what they do online eventually slips and does find its way into the real world. Number 14, the addiction of rechecking likes. If you keep coming back to see who liked your post, you're not alone, guys. And I don't want to tell you that you shouldn't check, but you don't need to check the post 5 million times. Am I right? Okay. This tiny hit of pleasure can build into a habit. Notice it, name it, and remember the world keeps spinning, notifications or not. Number 15, why people love before and after transformations. Transformation stories are dopamine gold. Prove positive that change is possible. Let them inspire you, not pressure you. You see, every journey, folks, is unique. And I think some people don't realize that you don't need to play somebody else's journey or be someone else. Be yourself. Number 16, the science of viral hooks. There's a formula for viral success, believe it or not. Surprise, emotion, and shareability. Surprise, emotion, and shareability. Understand the strategy, but don't lose yourself crafting content for algorithms rather than for heart, for truth, for purpose. That's important, guys. Number 17. Why silence online feels like rejection. No reply, it stings. But algorithms, busy schedules, and digital clutter often get in the way. Don't let gaps in digital chatter rewrite your sense of self-worth. Number 18, meme culture equals modern storytelling. Yes, it does. Memes distill big feelings and news into shareable culture, a digital language of their own. You see, they're fun, but remember, memes should spark a connection, not fuel a division or start a war. Number 19, how the internet creates micro celebrities. Anyone can go viral overnight. Fame is one upload away, but fame isn't the same as influence or fulfillment. Stay grounded as you build your digital presence. You see, just going viral, okay, a couple times, doesn't mean you're going to be a sensation, doesn't mean you're going to be trusted, doesn't mean that you're going to be that next best thing. Just because you went viral once doesn't mean anything, okay? Number 20, guys, why people screenshot drama screenshots and the new way. He said, she said, people save receipts for laughs, for proof, or to keep a digital edge on things. Always, always, always assume your words online are forever. When you post something, I want you to understand that you might not be able to get rid of that post online. You may not be able to do that. And if you can't do that, I think that's a big problem for a lot of people, right? That you don't understand what's going on because you're feeding into, well, something that's not authentic. And that's important. Number 21, guys, the quote unquote fake humble trend. You know it. Fake it till you make it meets digital humility. You'll spot humble brags everywhere. Stay authentic and let your actions speak louder than captions. I'm not saying you shouldn't share your accomplishments, but there's a difference between sharing something and being braggadocious about something. I'm sure you know what I mean. A friend of yours might tell you, well, gee, he just, got this achievement. And that's great, right? But if he goes on, like, I got this, and it's like that's all he ever talks about, he's bragging, right? Number 22, how trends recycle every 3 months. Fashion and memes are on turbo repeat. Today's old is tomorrow's new. Don't get lost chasing the novelties because it's easy to. Stand for something true, lasting, not just viral. Everybody I talk to wants to go viral. But you know what happens in 2 weeks to even a couple months? That viralness, like, it's like it's not even there. Going viral one or two times doesn't make a difference. It is your content, it is how you are connecting with your audience. Going viral is nice, but that doesn't make you a lasting sensation. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Number 23, guys, why people stalk exes online. Curiosity and closure drive digital detective work all the time. But beware, endless checking rarely brings peace. It creates more of a OCD, of obsessive compulsive disorder. Focus on your growth, not their highlight reel. Some of my friends I know, they're like wondering what he's doing, what she's doing. And they're letting that whole thing become, well, their story, but it shouldn't. And then they blame them for not getting ahead. But the truth of the matter is, it's not them, it's themselves, because they're focusing on something they don't want. And guess what happens when you focus on something you don't want? You get more of what you don't want. So you focus on what you do want, you get focuses back on that. I'll give you a perfect example. So today, and I do these things all the time. So I was getting a check from a client, and I always reinforce positivity. So whenever I take my two fingers or any finger and I just hold it together, I immediately feel that sensation of holding that money in my hand or that check. And this keeps fueling me all the time. So that's a natural feedback mechanism. That's good, and my body loves that. And it causes me to thrive to even do more. Number 24, guys, the attention economy explained. Simply, you're the product and the buyer in this digital world. Okay? Platforms profit when your eyeballs basically focus on them. Take back your focus time, and basically, online should be built for pleasure, not to drain your life. It shouldn't imprison you. All right. Number 25, why anonymity brings honesty. And anonymous handle can unleash both truth and toxicity. Use the mask of anonymity wisely and choose candor over cruelty. I'm going to give an example. Let's say I want to make a donation, right? And maybe I want to get the document back so I have proof of my taxes for the donation, but I don't want anybody else to know that I donated. I don't want to be on a list. I don't want to get a thank you, nothing like that. If the person that I'm giving it to wants to send a thank you, that's fine, but I don't want any kind of like big grand gesture about what I've donated. So I think that's an important thing, and that's a perfect time for anonymity, right? A bad time for anonymity is when you're doing something wrong and you're trying to hide because you're doing something wrong, all right? Because you can't show the real you because you're afraid you'll get in trouble. Number 26, the rise of parasocial relationships. Oh my gosh. Fans can feel deeply connected to influencers or creators they've never met. It's a sign of, well, our times. But remember, it's not a true two-way bond. That's important to realize. But again, we get all this hype, all this superficial information online that we think is going to make us the better you. And there is content online like my content, and other content that'll help you become a better version of yourself. But when content's all about, you need to do this, and then you have to buy this, watch out, right? There was a gentleman the other day. He's like, well, I can tell you how to do this. Great. And I have a free ebook. Well, you download the free ebook, and then whether they do, they keep harassing you every week with more junk. So I quickly unsubscribe to that. Number 27, guys, how digital envy works. Other people's highlight reels can trigger envy, even if, well, they're staged. Remind yourself, everyone filters reality online. Gratitude is your antidote. And I said this before, guys, you never can be too grateful. You should be grateful in the morning. You should be grateful in the afternoon. You should be grateful all the time. But I think you should adopt an attitude of gratitude when you get up every morning. And I think you should adapt it other times as well. I think that's an important thing to to realize, but it's something that a lot of people don't understand. Number 28, guys, the lie of constant productivity. The web glamorizes never-ending hustle. Don't fall for it. Rest is productive too. Life's richest moments happen offline. And you know what? Something is important to hear. I want to share with you is that you think that by getting up early that you're gonna be that much better. If you need to have rest, and I've done this myself, sleep that extra hour or two, right? I typically book my client meetings later, and I do a lot of my business work early. But I sometimes, if I have to go to sleep later because something happened, I want to still get that 7 or 8 hours of sleep. That's important to me. Life's richest moments, they happen offline. I think if we can embrace that life happens offline, life happens between the heartbeats, life happens between the breaths. That's life. Okay. That's not a whole digital world. We can take the digital world and experience it between the breaths, but that's not our whole world. Number 29, why we crave chaos on the timeline. A little digital drama can distract us from our worries. Just don't let endless chaos become your comfort zone. I said to you before that we had to practice getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. But if we get too comfortable with the digital world, it's like, oh, well, I might as well just do that. It's comfortable. No, don't fall into that trap. It is a trap, guys. Number 30, the psychology of deleting posts. Oh, this is a really favorite one of mine. That urge to erase a post. It's part of digital self-editing. Sometimes it's smart. Other times it's driven by fear. Seek progress, not online perfection. And I think if you can understand that we're not here to be perfect, we're here to get better each time and learn from ourselves. We're not here to model other people and become like them. We can, yes, learn some of their skills, but I don't want you to be focused on being them. If you want to learn a specific trait or a skill they learn, that's fine. But you're not becoming them. You're embodying some of those traits, but you're still you. And I think that's something a lot of people don't realize. I don't care whether they're celebrities and they have $1, they have $1 billion to their name. These people, some of them are not great role models. They're really great at getting you to believe something and buy something, but they have their own personal and relationship challenges if you really look deep. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you personally for joining me. Again, my name is John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, for another, of course, thought-provoking episode of the ever-powerful Inspirations for Your Life show. If today's trek through the internet culture sparked just a little insight or even a question or two, connect with me. Where? By visiting believemeachieve.com. You can do that 24 hours a day. You will get my short form content, my long form content. You can replay shows. You can watch my reels. You can even read my articles. It's just a lot there. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the digital universe is yours to master. Make it work for you, not the other way around. I think too many people are under the premise that, they have to do what the digital world says. No, you need to do what you want to do. And you can't allow the digital world to manipulate you. It happens so subtly, but then once it takes over and you get so comfortable with it, it's like you just let the internet control you, right? Or any digital advertising, right? Whether it's regular ads, whether it's subliminal ads, you get so comfortable in the gist that you just become that. That's important to realize. I invite you guys to not only check out believemeachieve.com. We're going to find some very powerful insights that you might not have gotten from the show. That's why I always encourage people to rewatch these shows. There is a lot of nuggets, valuable nuggets in each one of these shows. Again, I invite you to tune in every day, but tune in tomorrow, of course, because Tomorrow, I'm going to have, guess what? Even more motivation and more wisdom. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, this is a fact that most people don't understand. When we choose to do this, we elevate our lives. And it all starts with the intention, with the belief. And once we have the belief in our corner, nobody can stop us. Nobody can stop us. But when the belief is not so strong and we try to do something, the police say, oh, you're not really going to do that. You're never going to do that. No, you're never going to do that. And your brain keeps trying to, let's say, talk you out of it because it says, quote unquote, it's trying to keep you safe. The brain was not designed to make you successful on its own. You have to do some extra legwork to reprogram your brain. We've said the brain operates on neuroplasticity. I won't get into that today. But what that basically means is that we can rewire our brain. It doesn't happen in 5 seconds. The habits can be changed. They can be replaced with something else. And that, my friends, is what causes you to create these amazing positive habits. Habits that are going to transform who you are in life. They are going to help you define not just the who, but the why. Okay. And I've said this before, guys. If your why is not loud enough, you will never become successful. What do you mean by loud, John? Well, I don't mean loud as in decibels. I mean loud as in that is something that really fuels you. It's a passion that I'm going to say makes you get out of bed every morning, makes you want to live and love your life. Some people I talk to think I'm crazy, but you guys can see I am extremely passionate about this stuff. And I invite you to come on this journey with me and start exploring all this amazing stuff, because if you do, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, John, this is like mind-boggling. It's not just mind-boggling, it's mind-blowing. And just starting to learn one piece will be amazing for you. Do you know that only, I'm going to say, a small percentage of our world even uses a lot of our brain? Most of the people in our brain, in our world, only use 2 or 3% of our brain. They don't use even 10 or 20%. What if they did? That'd be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. Please do check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. And remember, your digital life is part of your real life. So take control of it now. Be well, everyone.